Good morning, everyone. This is Anka Metcalf with TradeOutloud.com. Welcome to my pre-market game plan for the major future indices, gold and oil for today, Wednesday. It is May 10th, and it is 9:05 a.m. Eastern Time. Let's take a look at the market, and let's start with the major futures indices. We have overnight support set at 20,850 and resistance at 20,888. We also can see that price is trading below the 20-period moving average and is also trading below the 10 exponential moving average. We have a continuation to the downside from yesterday's trading session. However, today's range is not that large. With that in mind, double bias is again on the menu today, and the line in the sand is going to be 20,900. So if today we're going to trade above 20,900, there are odds for price continuing higher all the way into these prior highs that was set yesterday at 20,985 area and possibly higher into 21,000. So this little cluster right here is going to tell the story today. So right now, the way I see the indices move, they are a little bit weaker than yesterday. Actually, speaking about relative weakness, YM is leading with 0.21%. It's down 43 points for the day, while NASDAQ is the strongest, and it's down only 1.25, and it's down only 0.02%. In the middle, it's S&P 500, that is down only 2.75, and it's down on the day 0.11%. So we can see that we do have relative weakness continuing in mini Dow Jones Industrial Average. However, keep in mind that the overall picture is still bullish, so all the major time frames are still dictating bullish moves, but I'm going to be looking for a break of 850, and on a break of 850 we can have a tradable void with a continuation lower all the way to 750. So we have about 100 points into the next daily support level. So that is a consistent daily support level. It is a very it comes from a cluster that was developed throughout 3 weeks of trading. So that that area is going to be very hard to break. So we're going to look for a continuation all the way into that side. And let's move on to the S&P 500, and which is following YM. It's not as weak as you can see right here. Look at the price spiking a little higher. Keep in mind that today is Wednesday, and we do have the oil numbers that are coming out at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So S&P 500 is getting rejected at this price point at 2392.50. You can also see that it is encountering a lot of resistance from these lows right here that are creating this ceiling of resistance right here. So the line in the sand is going to be at 87. If we break below 87, we may have a continuation lower, and the next target is into 2375, 2377. This is the first area of support is 79, and this is the 77 all the way into this bottom pivot at 2376. This is going to be the cluster that we will be focusing on for today. We can see that the price is trading a little bit above this 20-period moving average, is hitting resistance right here. So these two price action candlesticks will tell us whether to go long or short, but we're going to wait for the New York Open for that. Also, let's take a look at mini NASDAQ, which is definitely the strongest, and as you can see right here, is basing very bullishly. We did have a lot of earnings come in last night from NASDAQ companies, NVIDIA being one of them, which is up close to 11% on the day. And it's creating this movement, this catalyst for the NASDAQ to move higher. So overnight support 56.68, resistance from the overnight. We have 82 and we also have 80. Anything over 80 will be seen as bullish. So if we have relative weakness coming into the market, our attention is going to go towards YM. And if we have some relative strength coming in through after the New York session open into 10 o'clock, we will look at NASDAQ for a possible continuation higher. Obviously, with the weakness in these indices, the bonds are acting a little bit bullishly. Yesterday, we did short the bonds. We didn't have great profit because we didn't have a lot of follow through. And what I have noticed being in the trade is that we have literally created, and actually we have a good opportunity here for a swing in bonds, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm looking at right now. So over here we have a lot of support at 151, and from which we bounced. We actually triggered, and this is the trigger. It's 151.10, and this is the trigger right here. It is trading 2 ticks below the trigger. This is the area right here. I'm looking for a continuation higher for a possible swing all the way into the 153 level. This is going to be my target. And I think with the market, if the market should continue lower, we should see some reversal patterns form in bonds. Let's take a look at oil. Oil numbers are... Yesterday, we didn't really get a lot of movement from oil numbers, and after the API numbers that were out, and you could see right here, not a lot of volatility, not a lot of testing of support resistance. We were still looking bearish at this point because of this prior low here, and the overnight session was extremely choppy. Wake-up call came in at 4 a.m. Eastern time when we popped a little higher, breaking this prior resistance from the prior session, and we are moving higher. Created a shelf 46.45, and with support at 46.12, and also support at 4600. We're reaching an area of resistance at 75, so it doesn't have a lot of follow through to the upside. But what is very interesting is the daily chart, because the daily chart suggests that we might see some signs of bottoming. We have the flurry all the way to $44, and we're going to see if these morning numbers that are going to come in are going to push price above $47, and this is going to create this continuation higher. Obviously, the targets are going to be $48, $49, and at $49, this is going to be a little tricky here. We have the 200 moving average. We also have the 20. And we also have a 50-period moving average that is curling to the downside. So this is going to be the ultimate target for this movement higher for the next couple of days. But other than that, oil, it is basing right now on a small time frame chart, and the range is between 46.50 and the top of the range is 64. So obviously anything above 46.64 is going to be seen as bullish, and anything below 46.50 is going to be seen as bearish. Obviously, I'm not going to take a trade ahead of these numbers, but I will look at after these numbers for an immediate reaction. Last but not least, let's take a look at gold. Gold is reversing. The hourly chart is suggesting that it is bottoming out at 12.15. We talked about this yesterday, and actually the 12.20 area as being a lot of support. We saw a spike to the downside, and then now it is bottoming exactly at the area that we have discussed yesterday at 12.20. We might see a push higher in gold. However, it is still very, very whippy at this price point. So because it is whippy and choppy, this involves a high level of risk, and it's not really conducive to a great reward level because the reward is really small compared to the risk. And but other than that, from the open hours, we have support at 12.21 and we have resistance at 25. So that's what I mean. It's a little bit of a wide area. Obviously, if we're gonna get a pullback back into the 22 area, then we can have an entry at the 22, or I would say 23 is going to be my favorite pullback area, 23, and have a stop 22, or giving a little bit of wider stop at 1221.40. That's going to be my my area. But other than that, look for a pullback into this area, see if it holds for a possible continuation higher, and the targets are 1226.50 and all the way into 1230 around this area, and 1235. All right, this is all for today. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. In the meantime, follow me on our private Twitter feed for more trading ideas throughout the day today. And also keep in mind that we do have an upcoming webinar. It is a free webinar where we're going to be talking everything about day trading futures. So if you have any questions about day trading futures, please feel free to visit our Twitter handle, Trade Out Loud, for more information and for you to sign up. Thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.